Good morning.
Hi, Orna here again from ornaonline.com. Welcome to another video in our triathlon training series. So we've been talking this week about training indoors and doing some indoor work in the swimming pool in particular to make sure that we're okay and comfortable doing our distance for my very first triathlon taking place on the 16th of August of 2014. So one of the things that has happened over the course of this week while I've been training indoors is I've really been able to take a look at my form while I'm swimming as well. Now, I would have had swimming lessons when I was a child, and I wouldn't swim on a regular basis or anything like that. Obviously, you know, when you go on holidays or sometimes when you can, but I'm not a very regular swimmer, and I wouldn't even say that I would never say that my form has been particularly good. But while I've been up swimming in the indoor pool in my local leisure centre, I have been able to talk with a swim instructor, which has been great, because obviously sometimes we need to go right back to basics, and with my swimming, unfortunately, one of the things that I need to do is go right back to the basics and practice my form again. So I met with a swim instructor yesterday, and we've talked about swimming lessons, because as we've talked about before here on the triathlon training series, the aim of this game is to get me to the Ironman, through the Ironman. So that's in 2016. So I'm really giving myself 2 years to train for the full Ironman. But in the meantime, I'm still going to try my hand at smaller triathlons. So the first triathlon is the August 16th Triathlon. It's a 250-meter swim, a 6-kilometer bike ride, and a 3-kilometer run. Totally doable. So with the 250 meter swim, one of the things that I have to be aware of is to be comfortable enough in the water that if I feel like I'm getting into any trouble, or if I feel like I'm getting out of breath, that I'm aware to stop or able to tread water just to keep myself going until I can pick up that pace again. But as well as that, as I'm working on a long-term goal, I am aware fully that I need to look at my form and how it translates into the water, and unfortunately it translates very badly. So as I said, I met with a local swim instructor yesterday who's going to help me out now over the winter months, because it'd be great to be indoors in the winter months. And while we talked yesterday, and while we had a little bit of a lesson yesterday, it was great to be able to have some solid starting ground to lay my first solid foundation for enabling me to get on with my training, whether I'm up in the indoor swimming pool or down on the beach. Obviously, with regards to the Ironman and with regards to many of the triathlons that I want to do, they're outdoors. There's not that many triathlons that do happen in swimming pools. That's not to say that there aren't triathlons that happen in swimming pools. There are certainly. I know there's one in Limerick in Ireland, but it books up very quickly. But with regards to being outdoors and in the and in the sea, I need to be confident, and so I want to make sure that my form is as good as possible, so that I'm not using all of my energy up in my very first event. So form is important. It's also important, obviously, because I want to be as good at this as I possibly can. So I approached a swimming coach and spoke to her, and like I said, she talked me through a few bits and pieces, and now I'm quite happy to go back to the very start of my swim lessons and literally start from the basics again and take it from there. So sometimes it's hard to admit to yourself, you know. I would always say that I would have said that I was quite a strong swimmer. I am quite a strong swimmer. I have the arm strength and the leg strength to keep me going. I could do 250 meters tomorrow if necessary. However, my form is what lets me down. So in order to improve on my form, I'm going back to basics. And we can't all be geniuses at everything in life. So I have to do this and learn properly. I should have done it when I was a kid, but I obviously didn't pay attention. The story of my life. But anyway, know when it's important, know when it's time to go back to basics, and accept it and understand that it's okay to go back to the basics and to go back to the start. Everybody has to start from somewhere, and just because you're having to take a little step backwards, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're taking a step backwards, because in the little short lesson that I actually had yesterday, I found my form improved immensely, and that was just my form. But not only that, my legs, which would have gotten very, very tired because I'd had an incredibly intense training day on Tuesday, yesterday and Wednesday, my legs were not half as painful as I would have expected them to be. So you take the good with the bad. And again, it's okay to admit, I don't know everything. It's quite possible there's nobody in the world who knows everything, in all fairness. So be comfortable going back to basics and know that it's okay. You're doing this for yourself. I'm doing this for myself. Well, for myself, and to show my kids that they can do anything that they want to. They just have to put their minds to it. So back to basics with swimming lessons for me. I'm out there swimming with my float, holding on tight and practicing my overarm and my breathing, and it's all good, because like I said, I'm giving myself 2 years. It's not a marathon. It's not, well, it is. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And we're going to take our time and do this properly so that we can get through the Ironman. That's the whole aim of the game. Until next time, remember, I can do anything, you can do anything, we can do anything. We just have to put our minds to it. Take care until next time.
This has been an online production.